This is his album. It's called Goodbye and Good Riddance, here with the song Lucid Dreams, Juice Wrld.
Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite artists from recent memory. We're talking about Juice Wrld. Juice Wrld to me is this generation's king of love and breakup music. No one I've seen have personally done it better than Juice. Let's be for real. And I titled this How Juice Made the Perfect Breakup Album. And of course I'm talking about Goodbye and Good Riddance. This project is one of the most iconic bodies of work from a critically acclaimed and culturally adored artist. It was released in May 2018 and quickly set Juice Wrld apart for his introspective lyrics and his top melodic production, jump-starting his rapid descent to global stardom. This album here, I don't care what nobody said, legitimized Juice Wrld. It's crazy because it's his first album. It's one of the first times I've ever heard of Juice Wrld when this project dropped. So this definitely fills me with a lot of nostalgia, and it's honestly great to look back at this album. For this video, I've titled it that way because I kind of wanted to take a look and analyze this body of work from Juice Wrld for many reasons. One being that when this initially released, I wasn't doing my thing with YouTube, so I hated how I never really got the chance to cover this album properly. But here's my attempt at it. So this video is going to be longer than my usual videos. Before we get into this video, I want to say I appreciate all of you that watch these videos. You all give me the motivation to keep uploading, and for that I thank you. Like the video and subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. The first thing we got to analyze is the intro. We start this album off with the skit titled Intro. And we appear to hear a girl yelling about a ton of stuff, basically saying she doesn't want to hear or see someone. Basically, in this little skit, it's a girl fed up with what we're assuming is Juice Wrld. She doesn't want to hear from him again, stop worrying about her, stop calling her line. She's done with him. She does not want to see him again. I really don't have much to say about it. I love skits on albums. I know some people aren't a fan of them, but I appreciate it because I kind of like that we kind of get a little story in the album, which I'll probably talk about later. Next, we got the first actual track, and it's a fan favorite song titled All Girls Are the Same. This song was blasted by many people when this album initially released. With due cause, it resonates with a ton of people. Juice personally talks about how the women he either have came into personal contact just don't have much differences between them. Juice yearns out for real love in a world where it almost doesn't exist. In this track, he's fighting with himself for the answer, saying things like, tell me, what's the secret of love? I don't get it. He's actively contemplating, is it him that's confused or is something else going on? Definitely a real personal track, but that's something Juice was so great at, engulfing his emotions into his records. Juice was saying in a 2018 interview with Power 92 Chicago, he stated that this was a general track and not directed to anyone specific. If you guys were wondering, he said really that song was kind of like a compilation of everything I've been through, like all the negatives as far as relationships, because I mean, you know, I would have had to have been through a lot to even come to the conclusion and make a statement that all girls are the same. Obviously, all girls aren't the same, but if you're going through repetitive heartbreak and stuff, you're going to think that. So it's pretty much how that came. My favorite bar on this track is, I need a bartender, put me out my sorrow, wake me up the next day in a Monte Carlo. Fire. All I gotta say. Next song, we got arguably the most popular song from this album and from this year. And I'm not talking just rap, I mean the most popular song from all genres. Literally everybody watching this should know this song, so I'll talk about it very briefly. We're talking about Lucid Dreams if you didn't know. Juice Wrld explores the mental anguish he feels after experiencing breakup. Lucid dreaming refers to the state of consciousness where a person is aware they are dreaming. With enough experience, a dreamer can slowly begin to control the contents of their dreams. Juice uses the idea of controlling a lucid dream as an analogy for his mental state. To avoid the pain of seeing his ex-lover in his dreams, Juice seeks to replace them for good. Bro, I haven't heard this song in a while, I gotta admit, and to me, the replay value is top tier, on a whole nother tier. It literally blasts me back to high school on the bus ride. Crazy how music can do that. Love this song, man, truly. My favorite bar in this entire song is, I was tangled up in your drastic ways. Who knew evil girls had the prettiest face? It's true, can't lie. The next track we have is another fan favorite, titled Lean With Me. On this record, you hear Juice talk about how his drug addiction and how it's affecting him. He's spilling on this beat on a daily. He's either thinking about drugs or doing them, saying things like, you hate it when I'm too high, but that's where I belong. While he's expressing how much his addiction plays a part in his life. You know, he's even inviting his girl to join him on his endeavors. This is a track that really is a hard listen, knowing what would happen to him not even a year later. But if you're talking about as far as sound and music wise, one of my favorites on this project. Beat and sound selection is amazing on this one, and my favorite bar is finally know the difference between love and drugs. Shorty tell me I should really sober up. Next track we got is Wasted featuring Uzi. Uzi being the first and only feature on this entire project, which is pretty cool if you think about it. It's crazy because when Juice was first going around trying to negotiate a record deal, label heads were apparently labeling him a little Uzi clone. That's such a disgusting take, bro. I can't even lie. Super disgusting. But nonetheless, the chemistry on this track between these two are unmatched. And I would have loved to see them make more music and work together a little bit more. I like this so much, it would have been sick for a collab album of just songs like this. That's honestly how much I believe good their chemistry was on this track. But let's talk about the song. It details an unhealthy relationship with the girl who's always under the influence of drugs. Juice Wrld would use drugs to try and forget this girl ever existed. But she keeps coming back and he keeps coming back to her, forcing dependence on both of them. Honestly, a really solid song in my opinion. The way Uzi came in on it was great. Great mixture of vocal patterns. I feel like Uzi matched Juice's energy on this entire track. Super great, I love it. My favorite bar on this song came from Uzi. He would say, "Rose on my chain, there's no hint like no copper. Tats in the middle of my head like I'm Avatar. That's the reason I write on my oppas." If you watch Avatar, you get that. I like that callback from Uzi. Dope line. The next track we got is I'm Still. Keeping up with the energy of this project, this track tells the story of how Juice Wrld is seemingly getting haunted by a girl. Him alluding to this by saying things like, "She walks me to my doom, I see her face in the room." He even blames his depression on her and what she got going on. She apparently broke his heart on multiple occasions, and that's really all I gotta say about this song. Super solid, not one of my favorites, but a great nonetheless. My favorite bar on this track is, "I can see the stars when I'm gazing at you, and now I need the car with the stars and the roof." Our next track, well, I'm gonna put quotations in track because it's a skit titled Betrayal. In this, we hear a familiar girl's voice on a phone call. This is a phone call I would assume to be on the other line would be Juice. She's basically saying she's done with him and she's moved on and to stop calling her. Either this conversation was like a confirm that they broke up, that that the relationship is ending, and to not worry about her next relationship endeavor. Yeah, love my skits. I value skits. I value storytelling in albums. I feel like more people should do it. So, yeah, thumbs up from your boy. The next track is titled Candles. I don't have too much to say about this one, besides that this is another track that speaks about the challenges that Juice battles with love and drugs, and how when one is imbalanced, it drives another one in a frenzy. This track leaves Juice's emotions out in the open and his addiction. My favorite bar on this record is, "Trying to put a diamond ring on her finger. She loves drama, she be watching Jerry Springer." The real ones watched Jerry Springer, man, back in the day.
Well, as far as I know, I have a lot of proof saying that he wants to be with me because he's telling me that he loves me.
Next we got Scared to Love. In this record, Juice speaks about how he copes with not feeling like he's enough in relationships and in life. He's feeling bad, numbing it with drugs and materialistic objects that only gives him short-term happiness. It's weird because in this track, it's almost crazy how love drives him, but in the same breath, it can destroy him. Juice being incredibly vulnerable in his music, I understood a lot in this song. Materialistic objects, I feel like a lot of us fall victim to it, thinking that can buy our happiness. People be super mad, but if you can get that new Bape jacket, you know what I mean? Maybe that can help you feel better. And it might, for a couple hours, maybe a couple days, but ultimately you have to face that problem to actually feel better. Still a great song, really resonated with your boy. My favorite bar from this song is, "Lately I've been feeling like the worst, so now I gotta dress like the best." It's me, that's exactly how I be feeling on my off days, man. Boy be depressed, but what I'm saying, if I could put that fit together, I might not be depressed for that long. But the next track we got is Used To. Used To immediately starts and it sounds distinctly different from other tracks. The beginning sounds like it's from a recording or a vocal effect that makes it sound like it's from a phone. because all the other skits sound like they were like maybe recorded by a phone or something, but it's great. I love variety. In this song, he admits that he's not used to the quote-unquote real love. He admits that he doesn't really have friends. He's a loner, like your boy. My favorite bar on this track is, "It don't hurt as bad as it used to. I admit, girl, yeah, I just used you." Juice was low-key cold-hearted, bro. We all got our flaws. I feel like this album is just highlighting that within Juice, within romance. No one's perfect, and anybody who tells you that, capping. The next track we have a skit titled Karma. It would seem this skit is the same girl in Betrayal and in the previous skit. But you remember, she was acting crazy bold at first, telling him not to call him, don't worry about her, and basically to end whatever relationship they had going on. This time around, she's pleading. Again, loving the skits. I love storytelling. Your boy's a fan. A1 skit. Then we move on to the next track we have. It's titled Hurt Me. It was originally titled Sticks and Stones. It's a quick moving yet somber track detailing Juice's frequent struggles with heartbreak and depression, which is classic Juice at this point. He describes his abusive relationship with drugs for coping. His substance abuse is a real problem that he's aware of. He feels as though he's invincible to the harms of drugs and develops a reckless lifestyle, which is very common within people who have real problems with drugs. They think nothing can happen. Drugs can't hurt them like it hurts other people. I like that. It resonates with your boy. My favorite bar from here would be, "All alone, did it on my own, so I show no mercy. I show no mercy." The next song we have is titled Black and White. Bro ended racism with this one. But honestly, I feel like Juice definitely might have freestyled this entire song. I say this because, one, he was known for basically freestyling a ton of hit songs. Also, you listen to this record and it's hard not to hear the spontaneous and carefree sort of way he's letting these lyrics fly. Almost like it's like he's just thinking of stuff and just saying it. Pretty cool. Essentially, that is what most freestyles are today. Not much to say on this one, but pretty solid. My favorite bar in this song would be, "Won't look up until the sun come up. Pills with Hennessy, I might throw up." Bro was living that lifestyle. The next track is titled Long Gone. In this record, Juice is reflective in his sorrow and sadness about a previous relationship. He yearns for her back, but he knows it's long gone. He stated how he can't sleep is basically drowning his entire thought process, how this love is eating at him. And he expresses how heartbreak at this point isn't new to him, but it still doesn't hurt any less. Favorite bar in this song is, "Listen to my story, it's depressing. Heartbreak mixed with drugs, not the best thing." The next song is titled End of the Road. This song's about Juice's past relationships and struggles and how they're taking over his life essentially. One thing I love about this record is the placement of it on this project. You see Juice Wrld repeatedly say, "This is the end of the road," and saying things like, "This is the end of the show." Basically summing up to listeners that this album, it's nearing its end. Pretty classic. Juice mixed with the themes of heartbreak and addiction. Favorite bar is, "She can ride like a roller coaster, and I'm gonna hide when the love is over." Lastly, we got, the last record on this album. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you so much, honestly. If you made it this far, man, comment Rage Gang in the comment section so I know you made it this far. Honestly, I appreciate you. We locked in for real. But let's get into this track. It's titled I'll Be Fine. I really enjoyed this song. Honestly, it's a great last song. It ends off the album, I would say, with Chef's Kiss. It's perfect. It's a little bit less melodic, and honestly, personally, that's something that I love. Because, being we got majority of this album being melodic, so a nice switch up there. Really appreciated it. And I love the beat selection on this one. It's great. Sounds a little bit different from all the previous tracks. So I definitely thumbs up with that. This is yet another song that carries a whole different meaning if you put Juice's demise in perspective, He literally mentions how G Herbo and his mom told him to slow down with his addiction because it can lead to, well, bad things. But Juice repeatedly says how he's going to be fine. You know, don't worry about him. I know, you know, my limits. It's okay. He repeatedly said he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Clearly in the chorus, this whole entire album shows what the thoughts would be of like a functioning addict. And that is unfortunately what Juice was, but not all he was. You know, the guy was talented, super talented. Like, honestly, I believe if he was around long enough, he would have been one of the greatest of all time. My favorite bar is, now I'm up. Everybody want a high five. Remember when they used to diss me in the lunch line? You're not a real G if you don't have that childhood trauma. But yeah, man, I wanted to make this video for a very long time. And for you guys who supported it, I rock with you so much. Really gang for real, you know what I'm saying? We lock in after this 20-minute video, man. It's we really locked in on a different level, and I appreciate everybody. To sum up Goodbye and Good Riddance, this is an album that is, in my opinion, a classic. If you really want to see what true breakup album from beginning to end is, you listen to this one. There's no album better, in my opinion, for this emotion. And this album literally gives you a roller coaster ride of relationship woes and relationship highs and addiction. Very real issues and very real problems. Juice is a guy I give multiple thumbs up for because he doesn't sugarcoat anything. He'll give it to you how it is. And that's something that I really respected from Juice, and I still respect from Juice. So young making these records. But yes, I definitely want to cover more things like this. So if you got this far into the video, comment what other albums you want to see me tackle. You know what I mean? We can do X's album, another Juice album, maybe Young Boy album. I listen to a lot of albums, and even if I haven't listened to it before, I will dedicate a video and listen to it strictly for the video and strictly for my analysis, because I don't mind listening to new stuff. I don't mind listening to old stuff. Whatever album you think is good enough for me to make a whole video essentially analyzing, list it below, man, because I don't discriminate. I mean, any album from anybody, I don't discriminate. I really love to see what you guys say, but I really enjoyed making this video. A little bit different, like I mentioned earlier, a little bit different than what I'm used to. But hey, man, if you like the longer videos, man, say it in the comment section below. We'll see how this goes, and we'll see we'll see how you guys' reaction to it. If you got this far into the video, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm Juice Wrld. You feel me? Catch me on Spotify, all streaming platforms. Lucid Dreams out, album out, Goodbye Good Riddance. Shout out to the Bay Area, man.
How to get there, man? I want to know the secret. I want to know because it just start popping up on my joints all the time.
Man, honestly, bro, I can't even call it, bro. It's a blessing, bro. I'm just happy to be here.
Tell me about that project you just put out.
Goodbye Good Riddance. It's on all streaming platforms. It's just a piece of myself I put out for people to hear.
Yeah.
Really, for sure. Just good vibes for people to listen to. Really, I want to be able to just be globally heard, and I want to give back to the places where I came from, bro. But I want to do it where nobody even know. You feel me?
Right,
just
right.
Off the strength of my heart. Like no cameras, no none of that. Just off the strength of my heart, just being humble with it. You know, so.
Juice Wrld got his project out there. Go pick it up. Juice Wrld on the spot, man. Coming to the Bay real soon. If you don't have his project, you must go get it for real. And what you want to tell your fans before we go, man?
Man, thank y'all for supporting me. You know, this far, it's just starting. Though it's a lot of stuff coming.